Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Today we're looking at 3 brand new products from 3 different brands. We're going to look at 2 cream blushes, one from IT and one from Lawless, and yet another in a long line of liquid bronzers, this time from Caliray. I am so glad to have you here. Don't forget that you can also follow my content over on Instagram, TikTok, and on Threads. Plus, you can join us for a free community comment and chat group over on Facebook, and a membership here with me on YouTube for $4.99 a month. That is all down below in the description bar for info. We would love to see you there. Okay, well, don't adjust your screen. I am, as usual, wearing 2 different looks so that we can talk about our different products today. Let's start by talking about this new Caliray Sun Drip Luminous Liquid Bronzer. This is a $28 liquid bronzer that, interestingly enough, comes in only 1 shade. That means they want it to be completely universal and buildable, but I did find that interesting. This joins a very, very long line of liquid bronzers from Armani and Jones Road and Drunk Elephant, and you can keep going and going and going. But most recently, this joins the Makeup by Mario, which was just released, and Say, which was just released, that I had in one video. Of those 2, I did prefer the Mario, but so far I'm really liking this one, and we will talk about it at the end compared to Mario. This has a radiant finish, a peptide serum. It's got a very light coverage, and it has a subtle shimmer, which you'll hopefully see when we swatch it, that disappears to leave kind of an all-over glow. This could be used on face or body, and if you want to apply it with a precise brush, it could also be used to contour. This could be mixed with a primer, mixed with a foundation, applied over, or applied just to warm the face, which is how we are going to use it today. It has no scent, and the reason I mention that, well, no discernible scent. I do have to be very clear here that I am not one who's very interested in ingredient. Well, I'm interested in ingredients, but I'm not focused on ingredients. That's how I should put this. So when I say no fragrance, I mean discernible. Sometimes it's listed in the ingredients, but I'm not picking up on one the way I did with another product. You might have said to yourself, Rebecca, didn't Caliray already have a liquid bronzer? Well, they kind of did. They had this greasy mess. They had this product called Caliray Just Add Rays, and this was a liquid, whereas this is a thicker, more gel form, which you'll see when we swatch it. This one is an actual move around, would spill out on the table liquid that has a real kind of coconut, old-fashioned kind of copper tone, suntan lotion or suntan oil. More likely this one was dispensed with a liquid dropper. It's gotten greasy even onto the label, and like I said, smells like coconut, but served the same kind of purpose, but I found it greasy and yucky. I am very hit and miss on Caliray products. Some of their products are some of the favorite I have in my collection, and some of their products I won't touch. And I'm very rarely in the middle. In fact, I don't think I'm ever in the middle with Caliray products. So this one was a no-go for me. But so far, this I like quite a bit. It's kind of a thicker gel. You'll see it when we put it on for the swatch. We are also going to look at the 2 different cream blushes I am wearing, and when I say different, I definitely mean it. Today we are starting with the Lawless Pinch My Cheeks Soft Blur Cream Blush. It comes in 6 shades. I picked up 1 just to test it, and the shade I picked up, which you'll see swatched in a moment, is called Angel. Again, 6 shades, $29. Typical Lawless packaging. Their packaging isn't the most exciting, but it stores easily and keeps the product nice and safe, and has a very pretty mirror. This can be used on cheeks or lips, but it does come with that little FDA warning, which we've talked about so many times on this channel. It's not for use around the eyes. Do as you will, but the FDA says, oh, be careful. Just telling you. This has also no discernible fragrance. It is really pretty. You will see in the demo, it doesn't lift product. Really applies quite nicely. And then we're also going to look at a product from IT Cosmetics. It Cosmetics is an interesting brand, and I'm kind of thinking about how I want to phrase this. This is a $34 product that comes in 5 shades. Again, just like with the Lawless, I picked up 1 shade to check it. I just picked up the Sun Blossom number 20 shade, and there it is. I don't know what to say about It Cosmetics, except I never know if I'm interested in their products or bored by their products. They are very QVC in the worst kind of way. Tarte uses QVC to test out new products, like a little testing grounds. I don't know what It Cosmetics, I don't know how I feel about them, but I do know that people love it and they love their brushes. Every year at the end of the year, when I do a survey of your favorite brushes, along with Sonia G and Wayne Goss and Chikahodo and all those kind of really artisanal Japanese brushes, It brushes always come up. They definitely have a fan base. This is interesting because, as you see, unlike the Lawless, which is a traditional cream blush in a pan, the It product is in a glass kind of tub, and though it is called itself a cream blush, it's almost a little bit verging on liquid, and this one does say that it's a blush bronzer. Now, in the past we have discussed blush bronzers, and they are kind of interesting in the fact that, I don't know if blush bronzer means that it's a bronzy shade of blush, or if you're supposed to use it as both a blush and a bronzer. This one is not a shade I would bronze with, but it depends upon your skin tone, and it also depends how you use it. I do believe generally blush bronzers mean that they give the appearance and lift almost like a contour when you blush. I don't know. We're just going to use it as a blush today. And this one doesn't talk about being used on the lips or the eyes, but perhaps if you look further, also no discernible fragrance that I'm picking up just on the nose rather than delving through the ingredients. And we are going to try all 3 of these on. Let's go ahead and do a swatch in 2 different lights. We're going to start with this really interesting Caliray product, which does very much remind me of the Say and the Mario. Now, I will tell you, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention this. I am in the midst of getting together a liquid bronzer video. I think it's time for one. There has been so many in the past few seasons, and 3 alone or more that I can think of just this season. So I am going to be working on that. We'll compare all of them, but I'll still kind of tell you what I think in this video. And as you see, it's not even dripping down my arm. And if it does, it's going to do it very slowly. Whereas if I put this just add raise, this is an actual complete liquid. This one is a little bit more gel-like, and let me spread it out for you. We'll take this outside in a moment. But as you see, it really dissipates into almost nothing. So we go from when it's just dispensed to spreading it out a little bit to dissipating to almost nothing. The subtle shimmer that they say disappears and leaves just a little bit of a glow. And that's why they say you can use it on the body as well. All right, let's go next to it with our Lawless product. And this is the shade Angel in the Pinch My Cheeks blush. Has a very cream feeling, almost like a slide. It has a good slip to it. I don't know if you like that. If you have an oily complexion, you might not, but isn't that a pretty shade? Funnily enough, I have that on my lips right now, and it doesn't do much for my lips. It looks a little pale on my lips, but as a blush shade, it's certainly very pretty. And then we have our It Cosmetics shade. This one is Sun Blossom 20, and this one almost feels and applies like it just kind of wants to be a liquid. So again, we have our Caliray shade, followed by our Lawless Pinch My Cheeks in Angel, followed by, towards my wrist, the It Cosmetics Glow with Confidence Sun Cream Blush in the shade Sun Blossom. Let's take them outside for you to see them better in the warm California sunshine. Once again, Caliray Sun Drip Luminous Liquid Bronzer, followed by Lawless Pinch My Cheeks in Angel, and It Glow with Confidence Sun Cream Blush in Sun Blossom. Okay, now I want to go try these on, and then we are going to do a little bit of a wear test, because with a cream blush, though generally it's smart to put a little bit of a powder blush over it, I definitely often get questions about that. And then I'll also want to talk to you about the Caliray product, at least for now, compared to Mario and Say. So stay right there. Let's go to the demo. make sure that you subscribe, please. Starting with the Caliray Sun Drip Luminous Liquid Bronzer. And I will let you know what I think about this as compared to Mario and Say. There are a lot of other liquid bronzers on the market, but those two in particular, as they were also just released. Any other questions you can ask me below. Let's put some of this, you've seen it swatch, let's put some of this onto my hand. Very moussey, not very runny. No scent. Okay, just like I applied the Say in Mario, I am employing my favorite Charlotte Tilbury cream bronzer brush, but I think it works. Let's do one side first, and I will, one of the little bristles is falling out, I will touch this around just the corner of my face. Interesting that this only comes in one shade. What do you guys make of that? I'd be curious to hear. I'm running it onto the face all around. They say that once it gets on the face, it's really nice and sheer. Let's go to the nose. Okay, so this whole, my right side, is now covered. What do you guys think? I'm so cognizant of this now, because no matter what I do, you guys, the lighting isn't perfect here. So then I'm in editing and I'm seeing a line and it's driving me crazy. So I'm very cognizant of that now. Okay, this side of the face, a little bit bronzed. What do I have underneath here? Urban Decay Face Bond. And a little bit of Caliray, same brand, color corrector. What do you think? Does my face look sunshiny? Seems to be a good little product, actually. Okay, let me put a little bit more onto my hand. This is nice. It's thick like a gel. It's actually quite a nice product from what I can tell. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, just around the hairline. Blending in onto the cheek, just onto the neck a little bit. This isn't dark, it just kind of blends out. I think it's interesting that they do one shade. I'm not one to speak on it so much because I have light, medium, neutral skin. So it's not going to be, a problem. It's a little warmer than some of the shades in the Mario and the Say, but this is a one-shot deal. It's only one shade. And the question would be, if you weren't light, medium, neutral, would this work for you? And does Caliray care? I don't know. I really don't. Let's take some of this that's on my hand and just kind of, I didn't bring a brush over, but I like to just kind of add that to the crease of the eyes with the finger. Why not? Yeah, it is shimmery when you first apply it, but it does kind of, the shimmer does kind of disappear. That's interesting, isn't it? Okay, let me add, it's driving me crazy that I don't have any mascara or anything on. We're really not doing anything with the eyes, so I'm going to add that, and I'm going to come right back and we will continue. Plus, I'll check to make sure there's no line right there. Okay, thank you for indulging me. I feel like I'm not wearing anything on my face if I have no mascara on lately. Mascara and lipstick. So speaking of lipstick, let's look at this Lawless product first because it can also be worn on the lips. So here it is here in a typical Lawless packaging, of course, which you've already seen. Let's try it first on the lips. Really interesting. I thought there was something over the blush because it kind of looks, but no, this is it. And it's very, I want to say oily, but I'm trying not to say oily because that sounds rude. I don't know if this is a great color for my lips. It's a little pale. It works. It's something. It's a bit concealery on me. It's okay. All right. I brought over some Merit brushes. I thought they might be good on this cream blush. Let's see what we think. Here it is. Woo! That's really on there. It's not like you can tap off a... Well, that's pretty. Now, when I put on a cream blush, I will tell you, I tend to just kind of tap it on rather than swoop. When you swoop, you're more likely to pull up the product. I know it's tempting, but I just think it's a little bit better to tap. We'll just put it on this side since I picked up one shade. That is a really pretty product. Lawless is such a surprising brand. They seem so small and they make such edited, limited releases, but they put a lot of thought into it. Now this is overdone, so I do realize I'm wearing a lot of blush, but I really wanted you to see the shade, and let me remind you, this is the shade Angel. And I just kind of want to just kind of blend it in using my hand, and overdid it, but it still looks very natural, prettier on the cheeks than the lips, isn't it? Almost a different shade on the cheeks than the lips. Okay, let's take a look at the IT Cosmetics now. You could go ahead and use it on the lips if you want. You can put this all over your shoulders if you want. You don't have to play by the rules. But this one doesn't really suggest lip application because it does, as you know, call itself a bit of a glow with confidence sun cream blush, kind of a blush bronzer. We've talked before, clean Merit brush. You know I have so many of them. We've talked before about the confusing nature of the term blush bronzer. Do they mean a bronzy blush, or do they mean something that works as both a blush and a bronzer? I certainly don't think I would bronze with this shade, but of course it depends on skin tone. So we're going to use it as a bronzy blush today. Ooh, really pretty. This one is interesting. This feels, when I apply it, whereas the Lawless product was definitely a cream blush. When I went in there into the pot, and the fact that it even sits in this type of a pot rather than a pan, this makes it feel a little bit more like a it's called cream, but it makes it feel a little bit more like a gel or a little bit of a liquid nature to it. Really pretty. Also not pulling up product, but I am just kind of dotting it on. And yes, once again, I am over applying. Could you wear these on your eyes? I noticed we talked about this the other day in my video with other cream blushes, but this one, it does have an FDA warning that it's not a shade that would be great on the eyes. You do you. Go ahead and be a adventurous if you want to be, but it's not recommended. Like I say, so many of us have had allergic reactions to the things without warnings. It's very kind of personal, but this one, that Lawless product is not meant for the eyes. I didn't see the warning on the IT Cosmetics, but if you're concerned about that, I would double check first. Those are kind of similar shades when they're applied, aren't they? And I'm not real sure about the Lawless shade on the lips, but some of the others might be prettier. That's just, it doesn't really get along with me too well. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this go a little while longer, and I'll film our intro, and then I'm going to come back and let's take a look at how these wore and how the Caliray bronzer is wearing as well. So let's give it a few hours. Stay with me. Okay, it's been about 4 hours, which isn't the longest wear time, but it's actually long enough for cream blush. I did put I tapped a little bit of the Lawless onto my lips. I don't know if it's still there. Not really. Okay, and I'm not judging the Lawless by the lips at all. Not at all. You can't do that. These tend to be jack of all trades, master of none, so I don't worry about that. But let's take a look. Both the Lawless and the IT Cosmetics are doing very well. And may I just say that both are absolutely lovely cream blushes. Neither picked up product underneath, but do remember that I tap that on when it's a cream or a liquid. And this IT is almost a liquid. Both are very impressive and very pretty. Which would I buy over the other? It's kind of a choice on the shade. The Lawless I wouldn't buy thinking you're going to use on your lips because I doubt you really will with much pleasure. But the colors are beautiful, and the IT Cosmetics are a little bronzy for summer. It's going to be a shade choice. It's going to be a brand loyalty. Some brands we're attracted to more than others, right? But really pretty, very easy to apply. I use synthetic, the Merit brushes, but you could even tap it on with your fingers. Really, really pretty products. Easy to use. Sometimes I get upset with cream products because they do lift stuff underneath, and sometimes they're hard to apply or sticky. These have dried really nicely. They don't feel like they need powder over them, but you can powder them. They haven't budged. I think they're really kind of becoming part of the skin, and very pretty. All right, let's take a look at our Caliray product, and then we'll talk about it as compared to the others. It's interesting because I think you could probably see a little bit better in the outdoor swatches. If I could put that outdoor swatch up there again, there's a real glowing bronze goldness. It does kind of disappear when it's sheared out on the face, but it's very pretty, and that has also stayed put and looks very nice. I love the Mario, but this is definitely a second contender. My only issue may be, and you're probably saying this to yourself at home, will the shade work for everyone? And we won't know till some of the members of our community with very fair skin and very deep toned skin weigh in and tell us what they think, because there are no shade choices. But boy, it's really, really pretty, and I appreciate the fact that it's got no discernible fragrance. But very pretty products. Very, very summer ready. I would love to know if you tried any of these. Our Lawless fans are out there in Minions, and they're quiet, but they're very loyal to Lawless. Another good product from them. And this is a winner from it. I mean, I found this a very pleasant product to use. I really did. And a winner from Caliray too. That makes 2 Caliray products I'm currently really enjoying on my skin tone anyway. But I want to know what you think. I mean, after all, this is what makes us a community. So let me know what you purchased, what you got, and how it is behaving for you. Remember also, I am putting together a comparison of the last few seasons worth of liquid bronzers. So if there's a particular one you want included in there, could you let me know? Because that helps me when I put it all together. I don't want to forget any. Okay, so let me know what liquid bronzer you would like included in that roundup, because I am hard at work on that right now. Okay, let me know anything else. Make sure that you subscribe and like and share, and I look forward to seeing all of you in the next video. Bye-bye.